The sky seems a realm of freedom, but for the birds, it is an arena where every chase is laid bare. No thicket for cover, no shadow for concealment. All that remains is speed, reflexes, and the perfect moment. And when the predator chooses the precise instant to strike, the battle for survival ignites. Welcome to the open sky, where every pursuit is exposed in the light. The falcon is one of the sky's most perfect predators. Long, pointed wings and a streamlined body allow it to slice through the air at incredible speeds. High above, its razor-sharp vision spots prey from a vast distance, calculating the precise moment to strike. Then, the moment comes. The peregrine falcon plunges into a dive that can exceed 300 kilometers per hour. One of the fastest speeds ever recorded in the animal kingdom. In a few brief seconds, aerodynamics, lightning-fast reflexes, and the structure of its uniquely sharp, notched beak combine in perfect harmony to forge a true master of the skies. The pigeon, one of nature's most successful survivors, a sturdy body and powerful wings, grant it relentless flight across an ever-changing landscape. On its neck, a layer of iridescent feathers flashes in the light, a signal for recognition, communication, and courtship. Eyes set on either side of its head create a wide field of view, allowing it to detect the slightest movement and navigate with precision. In the open sky, there is nowhere for a predator to truly hide. For the falcon, every hunt is a test of speed, vision, and near-perfect accuracy. Its light body, pointed wings, and aerodynamic build allow it to tear through the air with minimal resistance, while its eyes are optimized to track the faintest motion of its prey in mid-air. But the pigeon was born to be vigilant. Its wide-set eyes create a vast field of view, searching for food, while constantly scanning for danger. And at the first sign of a threat, it instantly accelerates, executing a series of evasive maneuvers, using its endurance and agile reflexes to outpace the pursuer. In the skies, it is a duel between the falcon's explosive speed and the pigeon's instinctual art of escape. When its eggs are threatened by a pigeon, the falcon does not hesitate. It immediately moves to drive off the intruder. The falcon's power lies not in its size, but in its lightning-fast reactions. Precision and unwavering resolve to protect its nest. The falcon requires a constant supply of food to sustain its high-energy method of hunting. A mature individual consumes about 2.5 to 5.5 ounces of food daily. Its beak, with a distinctive sharp edge, allows the falcon to handle its prize efficiently, minimizing the time between the takedown and the meal. And it is here that its power is truly revealed. Not just in its speed, but in its near-perfect efficiency. A body built to hunt, to control, and to capitalize on every single strike. The owl, the embodiment of the predator in the shadows. Through millions of years of evolution, this bird has engineered a near-perfect toolkit for the nocturnal world. Immense eyes, exceptionally sensitive to light. Ears that can pinpoint sound with breathtaking accuracy. A hyper-flexible neck grants a sweeping field of view, but its most silent weapon lies in its wings. A specialized feather structure cancels the sound of each wing beat, allowing the owl to approach its quarry in absolute silence. It is this fusion of sight, hearing, and stealth flight that makes it a supremely effective force against rodent populations. One of the most stunning examples of evolution geared for the hunt in darkness. The falcon stands guard over its young. It can recognize unusual sounds near the nest, but for this predator, sight is the decisive sense for detecting danger. Then, the owl appears. The threat has arrived. The mother turns just in time, launching herself forward and driving the intruder from her territory. In that moment, the falcon's power is revealed in its speed, its precision, and an unwavering instinct to protect its young that does not miss a beat. The wild duck, a familiar sight, but behind it, a survival strategy honed by evolution. In the shallows, its flattened bill sifts through the water for seeds, new shoots, insects, and the small life below. The male stands out, a vibrant display to attract a mate, while the female wears a coat of quiet camouflage, a silent defense for her nest and her young. High above, a falcon silently locks onto its target. Every circle is a precise biological calculation of altitude, speed, and the angle of approach. Then, in a heartbeat, it folds its wings and plummets. A dive that can exceed 180 miles per hour. And for the duck below, a single missed beat is all it takes for the chase to conclude. The hare has no sharp fangs, no brute strength for a direct confrontation. Its weapons are speed, reflexes, and an instinct for survival sharpened by evolution. A single leap can launch it several yards, just enough to seize a chance at survival. But that same lean body, packed with muscle and energy, makes it the perfect target for predators. The falcon has locked its target, but the hare is no easy prey. Ears constantly scanning for threats, reflexes nearly instant. And just a moment's hesitation, the hunt can slip from the predator's talons. Tikal. Among Mayan ruins, silent for centuries, a falcon glides through the quiet sky. But it is not merely passing through. It is watching, positioning, and waiting for the perfect moment in the vast emptiness. Bats are but a small part of its diet. But today, opportunity strikes relentlessly. With keen vision, lightning-fast reflexes, and flawless command of the air, the falcon transforms their fragile sanctuary into a trial of survival. And when the hunt is over, it returns to the nest, to nourish its young, to rest, and to prepare for the next time chance appears. The hawk is more than just a daytime hunter. It is the result of incredibly refined adaptation. In the Accipitridae family, every feature is engineered for the chase. A hooked beak to deliver a swift end, curved talons to secure an unbreakable grip, and vision sharp enough to spot the slightest movement from a vast distance. But its greatest advantage is not its strength. It is versatility. It is this very diversity of form, strategy, and hunting ground that makes the hawk one of the most effective hunters in the daylight sky. The squirrel, a small, swift rodent, surviving on wits and a highly developed spatial memory. Its diet consists mainly of seeds, fruits, young buds, and fungi, and sometimes even insects or bird eggs. Weighing mere ounces, its small body is rich with energy, propelled by constantly moving muscles and reserves of fat. And that very fact makes the squirrel a perpetual target. The hawk begins its hunt, silent, precise, and patient. With lightning-fast reflexes and the ability to change direction in an instant, this tiny rodent is evolved for survival in the briefest of moments. And as the talons close, the prey has no further chance of escape. In a world filled with courtship calls and meticulously built nests, the cuckoo chooses an entirely different path. It doesn't invest in conventional parenting, but wagers everything on observation, timing, and the art of deception. Every egg it lays is a sophisticated biological gamble. And it is this very strategy that has made the cuckoo one of nature's most extraordinary birds. In the hawk's talons, strength lies not just in the force of the grip, but in the precision honed by evolution. It doesn't seize its quarry by chance. It locks onto the very points that can swiftly weaken any resistance. The cuckoo thrashes desperately, pouring all its strength into one final instinct to escape. But for a sophisticated hunter, every squeeze is a biological calculation. Once the talons have secured their hold, the struggle continues. Yet the chance of breaking free is now merely a fragile possibility. In this sky, a meal is never guaranteed. And for the prey, a day of peace is never promised. Each species survives with its own solution, refined through millions of years of trials. The predator perfects its technique. The prey masters its escape. The two sides constantly push each other to the edge. And it is this very pressure that has created the most extraordinary beings on the planet. The sky does not belong to the strongest, but to the one who adapts the fastest. And that trial never has an end. Thank you for watching to the very end. If you enjoyed this, please like, share, and subscribe so you don't miss the journeys ahead.